Hey guys, welcome to an exciting episode of the Stash Report from the Stash Project. Today is 27th of November 2015. It's Black Friday. So while your wives are out shopping, you can hang out and learn about what new kits you need to go buy. We got a pretty decent show today. We got a bunch of kit issues and reissues that have come out. Here's, of course, the end of the month, so those start to come out fast and furious, so to speak. Some news on delays, and a few other things here. So first up on the delay side of things, I'm not sure that anything really matters to anybody. I don't necessarily know that anybody was really trying to go out and purchase either of these kits, but the Daihatsu Midget, the Easy kit that Fuji's putting out, that it's not pre-painted, it's molded in color, and then has a whole bunch of decals and Mylar stickers. Think the Wheels of Fire stickers from Revell that are not decals, they're the press and stick things. It basically allows you to build that whole little teeny weeny little K pickup truck without painting it. That's been pushed back into December. And the Mitsubishi Fuso dump truck, that has been just sort of randomly delayed. I don't want to say forever or anything like that, but it's not showing up on the December list yet, and it's obviously not going to make November. Got some kit releases. I'm trying to keep my train of thought, so I have one important piece of information I don't want to forget. So we took a peek at Aoshima's corporate website, and they had released more information as far as spot runs go for the months of November and December. So there are going to be 2 additional kits that are going to be rerun. These are spot runs. They're existing kits. Nothing's going to be changed with them for November, and that is the Lamborghini Countach Walter Wolf version 1 and the Lamborghini Aventador 50th Anniversario kit. And then in December, they're going to be rerunning the Lamborghini Murcielago Super Veloce, the Subaru Sambar pickup truck, and the World Rally Blue Limited Edition packaging, the Subaru Sambar little panel van in the Japan Post version, as well as the Liberty Walk Nissan Laurel. That is the Liberty Walk kit number 5 of, I guess we're up to 7 or 8 now, and that's that. The one important piece of information I want to pass along for those people that are waiting for this kit is a domestic release, and that being the Mobius 1961 Pontiac Ventura. That kit has officially shipped from China as of actually 20 days ago, so it's going to be arriving here on the East Coast. I believe they come into Baltimore here in a few days, so it'll be beginning of the month, probably next week sometime. It'll be arriving in the East Coast ports. It then gets shipped down to Florida to Mobius's headquarters and distributed from there. So guys, for you who are looking for that, it'll certainly be out before the beginning of the year, and more than likely probably be out before Christmas. So it'll all depend on your hobby shop and what kind of relationship they have with Mobius, is whether they're getting the kits directly from them or if they're getting them through Hobbytown USA's branch, or if they're getting it they're through Hobbytown distribution, if they're getting it through Stevens International distribution, if they're getting it through Hobbico distribution, through Great Plains or whatever, depending on who their middleman wholesaler is, will depend on when it'll show up in your local hobby shop. But expect that kit before Christmas, unless it gets held up in customs or something stupid like that. But as it stands, that is where that one stands. So I know a lot of people were waiting on that one. I'm going to get one myself, probably. Well, probably. I will get one myself. I just don't know when I don't know if that's a run right out and grab it, or if I'll just wait until the shows start rolling in the springtime, because it ain't like I've got a shortage of things to build. So, you know how that goes. On the kit release side of things, the only real domestic release, if you want to even call it that we had this week, is the official release here in the United States of the Porsche 918 Spyder with the Weissach performance package, which is a really interesting thing in real life. It cost you an extra, I don't know what it was. It's like $200,000 or $150,000, some ridiculously large 6-figure number, for them to basically take everything out of your car and paint it in sort of a historic Porsche race livery theme. The decals that come with the kit here are these Martini livery. You could paint the car either black like it is in the box art, or white. They had both in the Martini livery. And then, of course, we've told you about them in the past, because they actually came out last month. There are Studio 27 decal sets to replace the factory Martini set, to also do the Golf livery and the Salzburg livery. So those decals are out and about. I think they might be out of stock at HobbyLink Japan and 1999 at Hobby Search as well. But you can back order them through HobbyLink Japan. They just, they sold them and then they just haven't had any more orders. And then let's see, we go over into the Japanese side of things. And I got a whole bunch of stuff that came out here because Aoshima had just a boatload of reissues that came out this month that are actually quite old. But we'll start with stuff that's actually current. This is the Hasegawa reissue of the 1984 Torsa de Corso Rally winner Lancia 037 in the Martini livery. This is, of course, as we've told you in the past, the only one of the historic rally cars that Hasegawa did that has sort of kind of a full detail engine. It's a simple engine. It's 4 pieces. The back hatch that would be the whole back half of this car folds up if you've never actually seen pictures of the engine, and they don't actually go so far as to open the back hatch. You look at it through sort of a clear plastic window type of deal, but there is an actual engine inside of it rather than a engraved insert or something along those lines. You actually do build like an engine block. I just don't know that you would ever want to or could transfer it into anything else. Now, there was a Lancia 037 Rally. There were 200 of them built for homogenization purposes. So while you couldn't exactly build it into a street car because the rally car sort of has no back bumper, this car is basically a resin conversion kit away from being something that you legitimately could build as a street car. I haven't actually done any research to see if someone actually made the civilian version, quote-unquote, back bumper or not, but it's always a possibility that it's out there, and I just don't realize that, these kits are, not old tooling, but they're, 90s, 80s, 90s tooling, so it's possible that conversion kit was made, and it's just, it's floating around out there, and I don't really particularly know about it, but there are a bunch of Studio 27 decal sets either out or coming out for this car, as well as some photo etch upgrades as well. Tamiya reissued a few things. We had just talked about this, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but that Uno's Roadster. So the Uno's Roadster, the original Miata, is being reissued, and keep in mind this is the one with the hard top, but it is also the JDM spec car. It only comes in right-hand drive. It only comes with the Unos dealership, because Unos was sort of a Mazda sub-brand in Japan. Only comes with those decals and stuff like that. Kit's a curbside kit. It is not full detail like the Revell 125th scale Mazda Miata was back in the day. And, it's just a restock. They put it out in advance of the brand new MX-5 Roadster that's coming out next month. Also reissued from Tamiya is the 1/12 big scale Williams FW14B F1 car. This one to represent the 1992 car driven by Nigel Mansell. It's pretty much what you'd expect out of any large-scale kit that Tamiya has done in the past. It comes with tubing and wiring to do the engine and stuff like that. All of the A-frames for the suspension are die-cast metal, as is the engine block and a few other things. So it's a multimedia kit to a certain extent. And, looks interesting, I guess. It's not something that I would ever purchase because I'm just not into F1 cars enough to go out and be, buying a large-scale one at that. But for the people who do build F1 and do build the larger-scale kits, that one is coming back out. I don't think that kit's been out for a little while. The tooling's not that ancient on it. It's obviously representing a 1992 kit, so the tooling is from that era. It's not one of the old 1970s tooling that they sort of added stuff to like they've done recently. And that takes us over to Aoshima. So I'm sort of trying to make sure I've got the new stuff up here first. So the I don't know what 1970s actually this is. I didn't write it down because I don't think there's a year given for it, but it's the late version of the TE71 Corolla Sedan 1600 GT. This is sort of a renewal, if you will, of the original kit that all of these Corollas have been based off of. It's got the best car vintage thing, so you're dealing with an old motorized kit. but they had been making all these modified versions of it, the early version and the the GT and the DX and all these different Corollas that they put out over the last, say, 18 months or so. This is basically the original version of it being brought back out. There's I don't believe any new tooling with this kit. There are new decals to represent the late version, quote-unquote, scripting and things like that. There's like a new dashboard decal and new Toyota GT decals. You do get 2 sets of wheels with this kit. You get the Watanabe's sort of ish wheels that are on the car itself, and you get the SE wheels, so you can build it as a GT or an SE. But, it's sort of one of those interesting little kits. The original version of this probably hasn't been out since, I don't know, maybe 10, 12, 15 years now. It's sort of one of those kits that they made and then sort of got warehoused, and then somebody came up with a brilliant idea that, by interchanging some grills and stuff like that, we could make this Corolla tooling we've had for a long time, be different things. Also, along those veins were the 2 other Liberty Walk kits that were announced back at the Tokyo All Japan Hobby and Model Show, and that is here the Ken and Mary Works 4-door for the 2015 version. There's, I don't believe, actually any new tooling to this kit, at least from looking at it. I don't see any. All of the tooling that is in here that has, 2014 being the newest tooling dates as far as the parts inserts. But I believe this is the first time that all of the various different pieces are in one kit to make this specific car. The Ken and Mary car has been out. Most recently is the Liberty Walk police car, but it had a different grille. Is also one older. I think the number 1 kit that they did was also a Ken and Mary 4-door, and they didn't have this same grille and the same spoiler system and stuff like that. The other Liberty Walk kit is the Hakosuka Works. This is the Shakatan Kayoshi's Choice. This sort of replicates a car from the 1970-ish Japan Grand Prix. I don't know if it's 71 specifically because that's the kit that Fujimi did of it. That's an actually legitimate race car. Both of these Liberty Walk kits share the same 14-inch Mark II wheels. So you get the same wheel set with both of these, which I believe is correct as far as the real life goes. This, again, there's nothing new about this kit. However, it is an amalgamation of parts that have not been available in one box before either that happen to make out the specific car. I sort of see now what some people in Japan were, I don't know, say complaining, but commenting about as far as these kits not being, new per se, because they are just, like I said, a combination of other existing tooling parts put into one box. But, like I said, you can't build these 2 kits any other way, so they are new in that sense. A reissue from what was supposed to be December, but they got it out a little early. Well, another run, why not, of the Greddy Rocket Bunny Enki version of the Toyota 86. I am a firm believer now that the tooling makes a ka-ching noise every time it stamps out a model kit, because they have really been selling the living bejesus out of this kit. I don't know that I'd be interested to see Aoshima's sales figures for, I don't know, any given year or just in the last decade to see if anything has sold as well as these Toyota 86 kits, because you have to remember there are the factory stock kits, there are the pre-painted kits, there are these Rocket Bunny kits, there were another set of factory kits that had engines in them. There's the Subaru BRZ kits there, which also had like a Subaru BRZ prototype STI concept car. So they've made 3, 4, 5, 6, something like 9 of these kits altogether, as far as individually boxed releases. And these Rocket Bunny kits keep getting reissued about every 2 months or so, and that is because they sell out. It is not because they just, are stacking the shelves, 15 deep. These really are selling that well that they need to constantly reissue them to keep them in stock in Japan. And then a reissue for November. This was supposed to be reissued this month. It would have been something I just mentioned at the beginning of the video, but it already came out, and this is the Ken and Mary Works 2-door version. This is the Liberty Walk number 2 kit as far as the order they came out in. This is the second one. Really don't have it's a reissue of an existing kit. If you need to know more about it, you can go to Hobby Search and look it up, because they'll show you the instruction manuals and things like that. Link to Hobby Search, of course, at the end of the video. But like I said, beyond that, it's just a reissue of an existing kit, so there's nothing much to talk about here. We discussed it way back when it came out, and then we have a number of reissues, easy for me to say, from Aoshima. There are 6 of them actually, and these are all actually from August. These are all really late reissues. I'd wondered, I saw one of these things get sort of put in the category of like featured reissue, and I was like, why are they featuring this old kit? Because it was supposed to come out in August and it never came out till now. Okay, I see. So this, of course, the FD3S RX-7 Vertex version, curbside kit. All of the Aoshima RX-7s, except for maybe 1 or 2 of them, are curbside. You have to look for ones that specifically say they include an engine. This one doesn't happen to. A reissue of the 2000 GTR Skyline. This would be the 3rd Skyline, much like the Liberty Walk kit. This is what the Liberty Walk kit is actually based off of. This is an old, motorized chassis and all the rest of that stuff. The Fujimi kit is a better decision if you want to go curbside, and of course the Tamiya kits, they're the regular one and the street custom one, much better choices if you want to go with a full detail kit. Reissue of the 1981 Nissan 430 Cedric Brougham 280E 4-door. Again, just a restock of an old Nissan kit. These 80s kits are very popular in Japan itself as far as being customized, so you always see them getting rerun. They reissued the Toyota Racing Development A86 Truno. What do they call this exactly? It's like N2, because it's based off the Nuremberg race. Yeah, N2 spec. This is not a car that was raced at Nuremberg, but the Nürburgring. But it's based off the car that it was raced. So this is a street car with a bunch of flares and things like that. Reissue of the, if I can get the picture to change, there we go, of the fabulous Estima Eros. This, of course, one of those VIP vans. And then last but not least, the reissue of the 2007 Subaru Impreza WRX STI with the optional wheels. This is the gold wheels, which, as far as Aoshima is concerned, are the optional ones. The white car with the 5 spokes on the box is the factory car. Now you go, why are you talking about a bunch of stuff that came out and was supposed to come out in August, and it's just restocks? They're not, anything new. Particularly in this of those 6 kits, I see a lot of people looking for that Vertex RX-7. I see a lot of people looking for that Toyota Racing Development 86, and I know for a lot of people that are just sort of wandering around on the internet, the 2007 WRX is sort of one of those, hey, I didn't realize they made that kind of cars, because not that many people were familiar with Aoshima 9 years ago or 8 years ago when that kit was tooled. So we always discuss those sort of long ago kits that are being reissued. Easy for me to say again, simply because if you're going around and you see, hey, I'm on eBay and there's this WRX STI and they want $50 for it. I don't know any better because I buy all my kits in the United States, and hey, that's what that would cost here. Know that those kits are reissued so that you can get them from Hobbyland Japan, Hobby Search, or Tokyo Hobby, or any of the other Japan or maybe Hong Kong-based retailers on eBay that deal in new kits. Don't get stuck paying out-of-production prices for something that is actually currently in production. So that's why we always go over the reissues, no matter how late, in this case 3 months, they happen to be, just to keep you guys informed and up to date. Guys, I believe that brings this to a close. Pretty much everything has come out for the month of August. We have a couple, November. You got a couple of the 2 reissues from Aoshima. They may or may not come out before the end of the month. And then there's 2 kits from round 2 that still have not come out. They'll probably be out at the beginning of the month. And then we'll just wander off into December here. December, looking like a halfway decent month in of itself. We'll, of course, do the December release video. Once that rolls around here in another 4 or 5 days, we're going to get Revell to admit what they're making first. Guys, I guess that's it. I hope everybody had a good holiday. And if you're fortunate enough to have your holiday extend into next week, you have the weekend, you had today off and the weekend off. Well, enjoy your 5-day weekend. My kids don't go back to school actually till Tuesday, so they're enjoying a 5-day weekend. Yes, and I'm glad they're enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, see you guys on the other side.